taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
What up, YouTube? What's good? Thank you. And blessings to everybody this brisk morning. I hope all is well. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Getting closer and closer to New Year's. We're getting closer and closer to 2025. How's everybody feeling? Where's your mind at? Oh man, it's so much to be grateful for. It's so much to be stressed over. It's so many burdens and so much weight that rests upon a lot of people's shoulders. Honestly, if I'm looking at it from a different set of eyes, everybody is either trying to make somebody's Christmas better, or you're just trying to get through the holiday season, or you might just be trying to get through your week or through your day. It's always going to be something for somebody out there. It's not just unicorns and rainbows for every single living soul walking the face of the earth. Anybody who thinks that is lying to themselves. So I want to send or extend my thoughts and prayers to people who are facing adversity and dealing with stuff that could be very, very taxing on the body and on the mind, man. If your mind ain't right and it's just all over the place, you're not going to really be too productive. You're damn sure not going to be very good to yourself or anybody else for that matter. So stay in the word, keep your mind right, and offer stuff that ain't really feeding you anything positive. It's not really lifting you up. Shit. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Before I even go into this whole conversation, I got to get my flowers out to the people. Cryptic Creed Paranormal dropped yesterday. There was a video that I told you that I was going to be uploading today. It will be ready sometime this afternoon. I haven't decided on when it's gonna air. Keep an eye on for that. But shout out to my writers, my poets, my content creators, singers, authors. I'm looking to do interviews, one-on-ones, sit downs, features. Uh, we got a lot of work to do. Tomorrow, the Addict virtual open mic returns. I don't want to spoil it. Just stay locked in. Make sure you got your notifications on for it. If you like spoken word, tap in. You're definitely going to be in good company. We always have a good time up here doing the shows. If you are a poet or someone who likes to perform and you like this space, hit me up. Matter of fact, I'm glad that I even thought about it. I'm just going to put this here real quick. So I don't want to wait till the last minute to have that up. The reason why I had that banner is just in case you want to connect with me on any of the platform I utilize on social media. We can connect, network. If you want to be a part of the podcast as a guest, a panelist, maybe you have questions, you have things that you would like to see discussed up here, you can reach me down at the bottom. Everything's there. If you want to support and show love, everything's down here at the bottom. Oh man, let's. I'm trying to be as subtle as possible with how I ease in on this. How many people are familiar with the Remy Ma Papoose situation? Let me start off by saying this, right? I'm not really keen on celebrity gossip, and I don't personally care about what's going on in another person's home per se. The way I look at this situation is the same way I would look at my next door neighbor. The same way I look at this situation, I would look at my cousins or my nieces, aunts, family, friends. I would see them in the same way. All these folks with the backing behind them that says, well, by definition, you're famous, so that's supposed to magnify the importance behind what you're involved in. It doesn't align with my beliefs whatsoever. I look at everybody equally. If you're a cheater or if you're on some bullshit, I look at you equally. And you're no different than the next person. And I'm trying to frame this properly. I told you I am a slow cooker. I don't just jump immediately into all of my points because that's just not my style. It doesn't work that way for me. I think that's a horrible way to communicate. or get your point of view out, and it seems to copied. So all of the elements that make a human is a signature in everybody's DNA. It's not just you or me or the president of the United States. The same way people feel towards Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is the same way average pedestrians act. There are people who act just like them or move just like them. It's not any different. So that's how I treat it. But for months and months and months and months, there's been this up and down debate and this back and forth with media, small channel, big channel, groups of people sitting in one studio having a conversation about a married couple's life, trying to decipher who's right, who's wrong, and who did this and who did that, and should shame fall upon this person and should shame fall upon that person. And playing this tic-tac-toe of man, woman, faithfulness, loyalty, and this is where I come in, right? Because I don't see a lot of people being unbiased about this. I want to clarify for a second too. Marriage is supposed to mean something. It's not just a receipt or just a ticket that you punch in and out as you please or as you see fit. When you take those vows, you're not taking them for the government. And you're not taking them for anybody who's witnessing the union. I ain't got nothing to do with what y'all decided to do. Neither do you. But for whatever reason, I think the main factor here that gets dismissed a lot is the fact that for one, I think people are looking at this entirely wrong. Everybody is so focused on Remy and Papoose having all of these issues and them supposed to be this representation of black love and black excellence, and people are brokenhearted and they dumbfounded as to why she would allegedly step out of the relationship and out of the marriage while Papoose was just white as snow. People are picking sides, and one of the things I absolutely hate this about celebrities and celebrity gossip, right? Because I don't know none of you. Like when we get off the camera, y'all going back to y'all life. Y'all going to go do whatever you do with whoever you do it with. We only give what we want to give to social media. A person to upload a video and upload a picture and you think you know everything about them. People will literally assume by one post that they know you. Oh yeah, when I got the information, or at least pieces of it this morning, I said I knew that I was going to have to talk some shit, and it's going to be very extensive. I can't do this within 10 minutes and 5 minutes. I can't just give you a 10-minute video. No, I have to really go there. We have a problem with judging people. Now, if you are judging people based on certain factors that determine the safety of yourself and people around you, that's one thing. If you're judging people to determine if they're going to be a contribution to you or detriment to you moving forward in the future, that's something completely separate. If you're judging people based on some superficial nonsense, we have a broken link in this chain of thought. What's essentially happening is you're telling me that because a person has an opinion that differs from you, that automatically justifies you crucifying that person or segregating that person from the rest of the society. Or you decide that because they don't dress the way you do or they don't talk the way that you do, that you can just pull the plug on their success or their business or their relationships with people that you might be connected to. We are too judgy in the wrong ways. I don't think people really understand how to really use discernment to really figure out if people are for you or against you. We too I need everything to be tangibly appeasing to us in order for me to support you or like you or rock with you or to take what you say at face value. It's absolutely ridiculous to me. We're all adults. We're all over the age of 20, but we still act like we're in high school when it comes to dealing with adversity and stress and drama and pair bonding and spirituality and politics. Y'all can't even have regular, normal conversations with people without becoming sensitive or defensive or ready to fight, throw your life away, antagonize, throw ad hominems out, completely try to shame people all over social media, taking your business all of social media, so on and so on. And I'm saying all of that for a reason, right? Because Remy Ma, Papoose, any celebrity, let's get this out the way real quick. Any celebrity that has a fan base, any celebrity that is constantly in mainstream, they're getting talked about. They make music. They have TV shows. Anyone who has over 1 million people rocking with them, spending money on them, going to their concerts. If you're a celebrity, you know what's up. You know exactly what's up. Your business eventually is going to get put out there. See, it's your responsibility to share what you want to share and not share it to the people. You want people to know about your love life, then you're going to do it. You want people to know about your addictions or your habits, well, you have a conscience. You're smart enough to know what you should be doing and not be doing out in public because you're more or less under the microscope more than the average person. And people are watching you eat cereal. People literally sit in your live streams and watch you cook or microwave a cup of fucking noodles. The things folks find entertaining is absolutely stupid to me. You know, everybody wants something from you. They want to see how you live your life because to a lot of people, you made it. You did something that most of us will never do. What's the aura? What's the mystique? What is it about a celebrity that makes people so crazy about wanting to be a part of every single movement that they make? Y'all really be like underwear. How y'all be tight up their asses. Y'all follow everything they do, which is crazy because they don't know you at all. Ain't not a single one of them stalking your love life, giving you relationship tips. Ain't not one of them blogging on you. Ain't not a single one of them that invested to give you back what you give them on a daily basis, which should actually tell you something how they really look at you and how they really feel towards you, even though they say thank you to all my fans and I appreciate you, and they don't give two shits about none of y'all. Not a single one of them, for real. But this is where we are. Everyone is trying to figure out what really happened, who initiated the infidelity, who's in the wrong. And here's the thing, it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't matter who stepped out first. I don't think anyone in this is innocent. I know everybody wants to have their opinions and their say in it. I don't think anyone here is innocent. We don't know everything that happened behind closed doors. For all we know, both of them are swingers. For all we know, he stepped out while she was in jail. He just know how to keep his mouth closed. She could be a horrible, horrible wife. He could be a horrible husband. They could be horrible together. You ever notice in a regular average situation like this, nobody would really care at all. You wouldn't bat an eye. You wouldn't be trying to figure out who was doing what and why they did this and do that. Why? Because it happens everywhere. Everybody does it. Not everyone, but the majority of the world cheats and lies and paints the narrative that they're the innocent one and the other person was completely guilty. Everybody does that. Everyone does it. Let me read to you what was sent to me. Shout out to Miss Drugs, man. She sent this to me this morning, And it's actually a couple of different different pieces. But so you don't think that I'm just making up shit. This first one is actually from Remy Ma Page herself. Let me show you this. That is her account. That is her inbox. So you don't think that I'm just making up shit. So this is a back and forth that they have. So Papoose, I guess, is talking to his new girlfriend, and I guess she got a hold of the clip. So Papoose is in blue. His new girl is in white. He says, but that's okay. We are human beings. No human is going to be able to report their every move. You see nothing wrong with that. She responds, you take accountability. You're the one who was married. If you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safe or to communicate you fell asleep in the Sprinter. His response, after the office, I'm going to a Christmas party at the office. The CEO asked me to come last week. You don't know that, do you? Pap, I don't care. You have to tell me nothing. Remy Ma, she's responding. She says, dumbass fell asleep on the phone with Clarissa Shields laying in my house. He refuses to leave. This bit, supposed to be a world champion boxer, and her scary ass hung up as soon as she heard my voice. Laughing. Now I'm telling everything. Oh, and baby girl, you are not the only one. So she decides to go ahead and pull out the receipts. She basically saying this nigga was already stepping out. It wasn't just with Clarissa Shields. She's saying she got receipts with him doing things with other people too. Oh, how the plot has turned. Here go another one. This lady, Clarissa Shields, and that sorry ass publicity team been putting out fake stories on me every day to make me look bad and him look like God's gift for too long. I begged Papoose to put out something to stop the narrative, and he kept telling me to just stay quiet. That's the best thing to do. Well, I'm tired. Oh, and he said he would never fuck you because you ugly. But don't worry, I saw everything. Now the world is going to see it since you so tough, boo. I'm reading these for a reason. I'm reading them for a reason. Let me go ahead and show you this too, so you know this is actually from her account. That is hers. I got another one. I don't even know what happened to it. It was just here, but there's a clip, and I don't know if he took it down or not. Papoose has a screenshot of Remy Ma with Easy the Block Captain. They hugged up underneath a Christmas tree in front of the gifts and shit. The whole thing is messy. To be honest with you, like I said, everybody damn near is pretty much doing the same shit out here. Nobody is loyal. Nobody is faithful. Nobody respects honor. Nobody respects their partners. Half the time, people don't even know what love looks like and what it's supposed to be. People are just there out of convenience. What I find interesting is why do you stay in a relationship with a cheater in the first place? If someone stepped out on you after you done gave them everything that you could possibly give them, heart, body, soul, they step out on you, why would you stay with them? What's the workout? I never understood that logic. Because as far as I'm concerned, the second that you give your body to somebody else, man or woman, you've already checked out. You've already checked out the relationship. So I don't understand why he would stay or why she would stay if they felt so strongly about this institution of solidarity between two. So you telling me if we going off of this, because like I said, we don't really know everything. You telling me you just said, oh, he fucking other people. I'm fucking other people, but we're gonna go ahead and try to work this out and keep it under the radar for the kids and put on this big ass front like nothing is wrong when we know something is wrong, but you're gonna just keep on racking up receipts and racking up receipts. So you'll stay where you're not laying down with the person no more, but they doing their thing outside of this. But also in the same breath, you want to. That's just messy, man. That's fucking messy. And I saw and I noticed for the longest time that neither one would really acknowledge it or talk about it. The battle rap community, everybody was bringing it up in battle bars and all that, but neither one of them were really talking about it. Especially Papoose, he did everything in his power to avoid even entertaining the conversation. As soon as as soon as he ends up dating Clarissa Shields, stuff starts to snowball out of. You know what I got from this? Big deal. Cry me a river.
How dare you?
I'm gonna be as blunt as I possibly can and possibly be. What's the shocker? Why is anybody surprised at this shit? Whether or not one stepped out over the other or not, the fact of the matter is, it happened. It happens. And does that change your point of view on relationships? Does it make you look at love different? Does it make you look at men and women different? Are you going to stop supporting either or? Are you going to rally together and petition for them to stop making music or content? Are you that involved or that invested to the point that you will do whatever you possibly can to get them off of social media all together? Is the world gonna come? Is the world gonna come to an end because she cheated on him and he cheated on her? No, there's a bigger problem here, a way bigger issue here that is it supersedes them. See, a lot of this stuff that's going on, it's not just about the individual. It's the act that is committed is something that we see everywhere. It's the actual symbolism behind what they're doing that should be the sole focus. See, we focused on them two because on paper they were supposed to be this great representation for what everyone is supposed to aspire to. Notice they never truly highlight happy marriages or happy couples. Anyone who is in a successful marriage or in a successful relationship, they don't put their business out to the world. You don't know nothing about what they got going on. And you're not supposed to. It's not for you to know how good they're living, because the fact is, as soon as you know that they're doing good, everybody wants to contest it. Everybody wants to challenge their loyalty and their fidelity. As soon as you find out that someone is happy, humans are fucking evil, man. Evil, vindictive, spiteful, petty. Like, if you ain't got it and you see somebody else got it, you really be bitter. Y'all find any reason to try to make something happen within someone else's space so that you don't feel so alone in your ineptitude. But I don't know no relationship that is successful, that is thriving on social media, where they're happy and they're content. The internet, social media is not for your relationship. It is not for marriage. It's not for your private life. All this talk about they are a perfect couple, this, that, and third. Like when I see people like them on screen, I'm thinking, oh nah, they got some shit with them. Like, I'm not stupid. Y'all better stop playing with me like that. I ain't dumb. Anybody that I've ever like with, especially with like Jay-Z and Kanye. Remember when Kanye was with Kim Kardashian and they were constantly in front of the camera? That nigga always was in an argument or something with her. It was always something going on with her. When she was dealing with Lamar Odom, when Tiger was fucking around with Kylie Jenner, when Nicki Minaj was messing around with Safari, Offset and Cardi B. There's not a single happy marriage or couple in the limelight on screen consistently happy at all. Look at the track record. They all going through something. Oh, you dressing like a slut. You cheated on me. You're It's always something. It's always something. Denzel, he pop up once a couple years or some shit like that. And he, like, when he do award shows or something, that's probably the only times you really ever see his involvement or bringing any type of acknowledgement to his wife. She stays in her lane. He keeps all of that shit separate. So when I see Remy, Papoose, I see two regular black people who just make more money doing the same shit that regular black people do in my neighborhood, round the corner from me, 2 blocks away. Same stuff. It's the same stuff, just on a larger scale. Same problems, just on a larger scale. You just have people around you saying, "Look, shut the fuck up." I'm being polite and facetious about it, but essentially that's really what they're saying. Shut the fuck up. Y'all talk too much. Why are you doing all of this in front of the camera? Keep that shit away from the people. If you really have those type of issues, you need to handle those issues off screen. You know what I respect? I give you an example. Michael Cera, right? Michael Cera, super bad. I didn't know that he was dating old girl from Scott Pilgrim, the chick that wore the glasses. Uh, I'm gonna try to find her name, man. I didn't know he was dating her. I didn't even know the nigga was even getting any. I ain't gonna say he was a virgin or nothing, but it's Michael Cera. He don't look like he really be out there like that. I found out that they were dating years later. I'm like, hold up, damn, I didn't know that shit. Okay, player. But then it's like I'm thinking to myself, well, hell, you did a good job. You did an excellent job of keeping that kind of private. I appreciate that because even if you're not really doing well in your relationship, you still keep that shit private. You're not supposed to come on social media tweeting and reposting about all of your business on, so that's not how that works. You telling me that basically you'll do it to me if you're doing it to them. And it's showing me, if we've really unpacked this for a second, if you can put your personal business on social media, you can't be all that stable up here. I'm not talking about like finance, to put all of your personal life out here for the world so that they can commentate on it, whether or not it's right or wrong. It's showing me there's characteristics within yourself that indicate red flags immediately. See, I think a lot of people really they ignore like the subtle jabs that are offered up through the most simple forms. Let me tell you, someone who is taking screenshots of your conversations and putting them on Instagram, and while they might be aesthetically appealing to you and alluring because they're that person for you, for whatever reason, just doing that alone tells me that off screen and behind closed doors, this shit is not as sweet as people would like it to be. You are not as perfect as people make it out to seem. I can almost guarantee that if you can do that, you're very talkative. You're very opinionated. You have some traits in you that are very questionable, probably insufferable too. People who don't know how to regulate their emotions and feelings, and they're chaotic, and they move foolishly based on how they feel and little things like that. They manifest their idiosyncrasies visually through the things that they outline for the public. It might be little things, it might be big things, but you can always tell. That's why you really have to pay attention to how people enunciate, how they talk, how they dress. Oh, you think that how you dress doesn't have any affiliation with your personality? It absolutely does. It does. Remy and Papoose represent a large number of a culture who practice the same beliefs, practice the same forms of communication. They represent a community of people who see life through the same lenses, contradictions, hypocrisies. While they dress it up in a nice coating of superficial, self-righteous platitudes, none of it is really healthy whatsoever. But I was talking to the young lady earlier, and I told her this is perfect for a case study. We should really be studying in this, and not because they're famous and they got money. No, because they actually are like other celebrities who have that symbolic written code of BS on their forehead that a lot of people subscribe to. That's why it's a cult following. That's why people are so linked and down to support certain bullshit that they shouldn't really be supporting, because deep down inside they have the same belief systems. They communicate the same way. They dress the same way. They act the same way. They're prideful the same way. That's why. How else? Everyone that is notable in the eyes of someone who sees value in them, a part of you believes in something that they believe in. You have to, because if you disagreed or you felt that what they were doing wasn't right, or it was contrary to your beliefs and your values, you wouldn't look at them the same. You wouldn't even support them the same. You know what I'm saying? Uh, let me see something. Let me see something. I wanna do something for y'all real quick. Let me see if I can make this happen. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, YouTube shows a little favor to me on this. I want to give y'all a quick little intermission with some music. I want to show some love to one of my peoples, man. My boy, man, he really he be cooking, man. He be cooking. Uh, the sister that I be working with, she be cooking as well. I'm gonna try to see. I wanna bring one of them to the forefront because I want to handle something real quick and then finish picking up where I left off. Let me see if I can make this happen for y'all. You know how YouTube is, these little social media spaces. Uh, I'm gonna try to pull this up. I know this is one thing they can't screw me over with. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get her up here real quick. I fucks with her. She's not a famous artist or nothing like that, but she's dope to me. Let's see where. I don't like how when you type in some shit and you know you spelt it right, but they always try to uh they always try to, what the hell just happened? Oh, I turned on that. My bad. Let's see here. All right, I found her page. Let me see. Let me go here. Where is it? I played this one before, but I rock with this joint so much that I wanna play it one more time. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna share it to the screen so y'all can actually see it. All right. Now let's do this. I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna pull back up and then I'm gonna finish my thoughts on this. Hold on. Yeah, I know. Hold on. All right. Give me a couple minutes and I'm going to be right back.
To know more. And you have a way of knowing how to create your LPs or albums or however you want to call them into more of a story to where you're like, okay, what's the next track gonna say? Okay, let me listen to this one too. Okay, well now I want to know what the next one says. You know what I mean? I think that if you really, really, really get deep into your spirit and just like realize thinking, and of course, definitely take your time on this. If you decide to go this route, I think that you can really make a huge impact.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of the brain on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging the generations remember our stories, now storing them in my memory. Led me to the country, quiet country. I guess God want me to breathe until I find ease, until anxiety don't dread. My blockhead want life more than undead. Heard what I said, street cred, diabolic, only diabolic. Diablo said, individuals gifted in my circuit, in my God's mixed with good vibes and that purple. So careful tampering with our minds, might hurt you. Itching to steal a ghost fine. We have 9 lives, they bleed cat. We've been eating cat, you hope you can survive like that. Taking my cap off just to say R.I.P. to all of that nonsense you speak of. I re-give life with no sign of Jesus pieces. Keep them above, keep them above. Scuffed up my Nikes, climbing in safety, comfort in high places, comforting. Energy so sweet, simply taste buds me up the sour. Simply now I'm looking for love in the midst of a dark hour. Contract, slave songs, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide my ancestors speak, they tell me the tide is brain on us like we're weak. I ain't ever begin to sleep. Longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. All I want is peace. I can grab my street, I could almost see her mom's mom. Listening to her mom's mom say they don't like us no way. It's best to stay far away, but grow closer to your kin. As long as you in the skin, it's gotta be thick skin. They don't like no niggas like, well, I'm the nigga that don't like pull triggers. And I'm that nigga they call my boyfriend nigga. And I'm that nigga that love you all. I'm that one they hope for. Because they think I'm that nigga that betrayed them all. I just want love. Creating monsters out of my ears from these slave songs. Right into thought of rip skin, I ain't had to rip me a ball. I'm not blind, but how can you not see? Color shouldn't mean a thing. At the age of 16, I was threatened to be hung by a white man in a white car, cause I was holding hands with a white girl. Contemplating on pressing my luck and buy me a gun. Get my first kill, cause my soul yelled, he deserved that one. Baby said maybe you should practice meditation and find you contract. Slave songs, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide my ancestors speak, they tell me that is brain on us like we're weak. I ain't ever begin to sleep. Longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace.
You're supposed to. You are. But God is looking for, but you are not fully there spiritually. That's why I say you need that time to actually focus and really get into your writing. And but you don't read a lot of people. So I'm trying to tell you this.
Appreciate the patience. That was Sister Grass. I rock with her. She's on my intro for, well, not that one, but I have her on my intro for the morning table show, you know what I'm saying, on Saturday and Sundays. I rock with her. But back to what I was saying though. This ain't about Remy and Papoose for me. I know it is for a lot of other people. I know a lot of people really they're just more invested in them specifically versus as a collective. But to me, this is a collective issue. This is what they magnify it because of their name, but this happens and occurs every day, even as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Wrong is wrong on both ends. You know, it's still like the shit is still going to end up affecting the children. It's going to get even more messy because now she feels like she need to defend herself, but then in the same breath, are you really trying to defend yourself, or are you trying to rationalize your own choices? Is he trying to paint himself to be something that he isn't, or is he really a piece of shit like the rest of? Yeah, we don't know. We don't know everything that happens in their house. Just like we don't know everything that happens in the next person's. Essentially, what you did was, I was minding my business. You decided to air out all your dirty laundry publicly, and now people are going to dissect it, analyze it. Everyone's going to have an opinion. Most people are going to take sides. I think what people ultimately want is answers. They just want to know who initiated it, who was wrong, who should be the one getting scrutinized for it. That's all anyone really cared about. Nobody cares about how this affects the community. They don't. Oh, Papoose, I can't believe you did this. That means that no, there are no good men. There are no good black men because he's one of the last few. If he did that to Remy, that means that all dudes will do the same thing to theirs. People are literally waiting to have an excuse to point a finger at someone. Someone has to be to blame for the lying, the stepping out, the stigmas, the division. Someone has to be to blame. Period. It's either going to be the man or the woman that's going to be to blame. Peel back the layers a little bit. Cheating, infidelity, etc., etc. Who's more likely to do it? Rich people do it all the time. They can do it more because they have the money. So people accept their stuff more than they would accept it from an average person. Doesn't make it right either way to me. That's where we are, though. Like it or not, that's exactly what it is. Is a popularity contest. It's to say what side is more validated and vindicated for what they believe to be true or false. If I'm lying, someone let me know. I would love to hear someone else's opinion. If I'm exaggerating or if I've said anything inaccurate throughout this entire stream, I know what I'm talking about. This is only as valuable and significant to people who only look at it from one frame of mind. If you're only looking at this to blame somebody and you don't understand that there's something here that is way bigger than just these two, we definitely lost. We're absolutely lost. Because I don't know how this differs from anything that we've ever experienced on a regular or personal level. Someone clue me in. Indulge me for a second, if you will. I know people, and I can speak on it because I've been married before, so I know how complex it can be and how complex it can get. But I know people who pretend to be Mr. Rogers and they're really Freddy Krueger. I know people who paint this image of being the princess, the innocent one. It go back to what I said yesterday. The mind is so carnal. How can you sit here and say only one side of the fence even thinks that way? Avon lady salutes. I appreciate you for tapping in. Um, Blessings to you. I'm probably being a little over the top with my thing because I don't see some people will see a story or a headline and they will solely focus on the headline. And me, I look at the story and the headline and then I see how much I can relate to it. I see how much it actually correlates to the world itself. You look at Remy and Papoose and you see Remy and Papoose's marriage and relationship. I look at Remy and Papoose's relationship and I see a community of men and a community of women who operate under the same ideals and under the same morals. That's we see things differently. I said earlier, I believe both of them are equally guilty here because here's my thing personally, just my opinion. If there's something happening within the relationship or within the marriage that is bringing both of you misery or you're not happy, you need to have adult conversations amongst each other, create a space where you can decide if what we are doing is worth moving forward with or calling into. Why would you stay somewhere where it's toxic, unhealthy, and what this is does not supplement for everything that's going to come when you remove this away from the equation. So let's just say they thinking we all right, we can't stand each other for real. We forcing ourselves to stay in this thinking logically like the money will make up for all of the headaches and the late nights, the money, the publicity, the drama, people talking about us, keeping our names relevant. That will balance out all of the spiritual stress. That will balance out all of the heartache, all of the arguing, all of the not sleeping in the same bed and you being with another man. And maybe this will make up for this. It won't. It absolutely will not work. That does not help. It does not. I don't see the logic. The secular version of me, I would get it. If I was still thinking that the world could offer me and provide me the peace and the happiness that I would need to navigate in this life, if I negated all that, yeah, I would absolutely say, well, shit, at least I'm rich. Go ahead, go out here and step out. Go ahead and do your thing with all of these different people. It might hurt me, but hell, at least I'm rich. At least I got the money. No, the older you get, the more you realize some shit just ain't worth it. Some stuff is just not worth sacrificing your peace for. I blame both of them. I put the blame on both of them. This is very, very childish. It's very immature. This could absolutely be handled completely different. Nobody needed to know your business. Secondly, what you're doing here is showing the world how you really are. You can like them for being good lyricists. You can like her for having a nice body for her age. You can like him for being a good rapper and being calm and carrying themselves respectfully to a certain level. But when you take your irresponsibilities and try to cover them up, but they start surfacing, you like when you're on a boat or you're jogging down the river or something and you see debris and you see trash that people kind of just discarded and it starts floating to the side. That's pretty much what this is. It's all about perspective and how you see it. And honestly, I don't see unless someone is willing to look at this from a bigger picture and say, as a man or as a woman, this is distasteful. I represent black men. I represent black women. I'm supposed to be a symbol for having certain values and how to uphold yourself. There's certain responsibilities as a black man and a black woman that I'm supposed to hold to a certain degree that is not really being displayed and shown to the world how it's supposed to. Let me go ahead and take a step back for a second and check myself. Because even though I don't want nobody telling me what to do or what to say or how to feel. Or this is me. I live with me every day. I know when I'm a piece of this and I'm a piece of that. I know when I'm falling short. I know when things are not aligned divinely the way that they're supposed to. Let me go ahead and check myself. Forget about her, forget about him. Let me go ahead and check myself. And then you reconvene, you have to sit down and you make the decisions that need to be made instead of disguising it, instead of making it seem as if it's not what it is, and stop torturing yourself. A lot of people would trade their souls. You would rather sleep restless. You would rather be miserable and bitter with money. You would rather keep somebody, you would rather keep somebody in your life that brings you nothing but pain and sorrow and make you check their phone and devices that make you question your womanhood or your manhood. You would rather keep them and deal with that than lose out on something that really isn't that important. Tell me I'm lying. I'm sorry, it's true. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. That's why people are miserable now. Everybody who is blowing up and snapping and crashing out on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, on IG, on Twitter. Everybody who is crashing out and snapping on people and exposing stuff, and you're doing all of that because what you thought you were going to get from it was not what you expected. You didn't think that it was going to be a reflection of. Hold on, let's get a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper into this. Can we? Can we go a little deeper? Your exterior is a misrepresentation of your interior. You drive past a house, that house is loaded. That house has everything upgraded. Beautiful roof, beautiful windows, beautiful paint job. The lawn is immaculate. The property is immaculate from the outside. You go inside the house, roaches, bed bugs, holes in the walls, smells like 2 years worth of orgies. Trash piled up to the top of the ceiling. You can't barely walk anywhere. That's what your insides look like. That's what your soul looks like. I don't care how sexy you are and how well you dress. As soon as you open the door, I can smell it. I can smell everything from the inside coming out. Like when somebody take a shit and he closed the door behind them because they don't want nobody to know that they just completely just aired out the whole place. That's what your insides are. So when you are doing one thing here on the exterior and everybody just sees that and they think, all right, that's just them. Until everything that is on the inside starts to escape, because you can't hold in a fart. You cannot hold in gas. If you got gas, you can you can squeeze your ass cheeks together and try to let it come out slow, but it's still gonna come out. And someone's going to smell it. And I like this analogy, right? Because people who act like they don't never pass gas and they try to blame it on everybody else. What they'll do is they'll get around a crowd of people. I know I've done it before. You get around a crowd of people and you let that shit out real slow. Unless you're trying to just hurry up and get it out and then walk from out of the crowd so that the air pocket stays right there with everybody that was there, and then you just that's all they doing. That's all they doing. The only thing is their shit is coming out, and now people are really just seeing it for the first time, and you don't know how to handle it, which is most human beings. If you just be true to yourself and be honest with your lifestyle and how you really are, it wouldn't hit so hard. It wouldn't be so traumatic to people. A lot of y'all really be crashing out when your favorites start to look mortal. I digress though. What do I know? How would I possibly know any of that? Your man is is given a title that he shouldn't even be given. Give credit where it's due. If a person is a good person, let their work speak for them. But to be glorifying folks and that's something else. I don't know where y'all headspace be at. I don't. My final thoughts. Chill out. All right, chill out. I know y'all want somebody to be right and wrong in this, but in all honesty, both of them are guilty. Both of them are guilty. Nobody knows each other more than they know each other in this whole situation. So if they wanted to put up with the bullshit that they put up with since they've been recognized that they had these problems, that's on both of them. Doesn't matter who initiated what. They decided to weigh out the options and they went with the ones that they felt were tolerable, that would work for them. And you see how that goes for a lot of people. Kind of hilarious. We think we got all the answers and we got everything figured out. And then you learn later on that maybe you should have just been a little more humble. Every other video on YouTube is about a woman. I watched a cop show yesterday where the side chick went to prison because she pulled up to her side dude's funeral. The wife is having a funeral for her husband who had just passed away, and the side woman comes to the funeral and she ends up going to jail for the misdemeanor. Basically, what I'm saying is you can't just point the finger at one person over the other person. There are some cases where people will just innately step out on their own and it doesn't have anything to do with the other person. Sometimes you could just be completely perfect in the whole situation. You ain't do nothing wrong. And the other person just, but how often does that happen? But I digress. Both are guilty. They both need to figure this shit out. Stop allowing the comment section to dictate how they handle their personal private affairs. Dear celebrity, if you take anything from anything that I say, stop letting social media and the comment section narrate your life. Stop putting your personal business on social media. Handle your dirt and all of your crap off camera, please. Unless you're purposely doing it this way to keep your name in the algorithm. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think a lot of stuff has other undertones to it. Because if I was being like greedy and I was thinking like peeking in the brain, I would probably run the numbers up too. Start leaking out shit, starting shit, so people would talk about me. Because the algorithm gets triggered off for that type of stuff. The more your name is out there, the more revenue is going to come back to you at some point. Great strategy. Excellent strategy. If you know how to market. You know who's watching, you know who is covering this, and you know what the media loves to attack. It definitely could work. I don't know if that's what's happening here. Just my theory. It's a number of things here, but I tried to address all of it as much as I possibly could. We'll see what happens moving forward. I'm interested. I'm interested to see how this unfolds. And I'm also curious to see how these people with these reaction videos respond to it, how the community responds to it, because everybody don't think like me, and everybody is not going to see this the way I'm looking at it at all. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We'll be back on later this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm about to grab me something to bite. I got some more uploads to do, some more videos to do. If you want to follow Sister Grass, her link will be in the description box. I can't even believe I took this down. Why did I take this down for? I don't even remember doing that. But yeah, you gotta do better. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all. If you need to reach me, poets, if you're out there, you want to join the open mic tomorrow, 8 o'clock, it's going down. Hit me up, email me, I'll get you a link with rap. If you want to join the panel, hit me up, we'll rap. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay in touch with your boy. You feel me? If you haven't seen Cryptic Creed Paranormal yet, go check that out.